Here's how you can open a photo in Photoshop and use the crop tool to crop both the size and the dimensions at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and click the Open button in Photoshop. It wants you to choose New File, but you don't need that. And we'll go ahead and find our recently downloaded image. I have this cute image of a puppy, and we're going to crop this to a few different sizes. I'm already on my crop tool. That's the one over here in the sidebar, which looks like two lines crossing each other at right angles. And I have a size here as well. This is based on a preset that I have for my own work, but you'll be starting with more of a blank slate. The crop tool defaults to ratio. Up here at the top is what we call the contextual menu, and I'm going to switch it to width by height by resolution, which allows us to set a crop window of specific dimensions. Here, if I want a square that is 1500 pixels by 1500 pixels, for instance, it fills that in, and I can crop this image. Right now, we can see down here in the left-hand corner that this image is starting out at 1920 by 1280 pixels. If I go ahead and click this check mark or hit enter, it will crop that image, and we can see that it will also change what the size of it is. That will also change down here, and we can tell that it's been done correctly. I'm going to go back now and pick a different dimensions to put in here. Let's say we instead wanted sort of a long, narrow image, like we'll say 1800 by 400, just to be dramatic. It's going to show me those new dimensions with my crop tool here, and I can move this around if I wanted it to focus more closely on the puppy's face or have it otherwise moved around. And similarly, I can click the check mark and it will crop that image. If I want to save this version and also crop another version, I can always go up to File, Save As, and save a version of this image at this dimensions, and then use my History panel, which is over here on the right-hand side. You can always access this through Window History if you don't see it automatically showing up. And I can go back to Open so that I can crop this image again. Every time we'll see the dimensions change down here in the bottom left, which is a good way to make sure that you are actually on the version that you think you're on. If your image is very large or very small, this might change dramatically. A couple keyboard shortcuts that are helpful to know are Command or Control 0, which will fill your image back to its regular size, and also Command or Control 1, which will fill the screen proportionally. Let's go ahead and just do one more. Let's say I want a vertical shot, so I'm going to make this now 700 by, we'll say 900 pixels, kind of a portrait mode. And I can again align where I want that to be. Every time we're doing a crop, we end up losing some of the picture because that's the necessity of cropping to different sizes. I'm going to hit enter or hit that check mark, and again we'll see that size will change down here in the bottom, and we can go ahead and do File, Save As if we wanted to save that version. Now there's some other presets in here that are helpful to know about. So under width by height by resolution and ratio, which is cropping to basically specific proportions but not pixel amounts. There's also some presets. These are helpful if you're cropping for certain media, like 16:9 is helpful for video. There's also the opportunity to create your own crop preset, which is really helpful if you're working with like a template for something where you need to crop the same size over and over. There's also some default ones in here that are related to media types. For instance, there's a crop preset for prints 4x6 if you were doing, printed photos or something like that. So this is one way to be able to crop and change your photo sizes at the same time, which is otherwise a two-step process, and using the History panel button up here in the right-hand corner to go back if you need to crop to multiple different dimensions.